What's going on, people? We Hate Super League TV here, back here with another video for you guys. Obviously, Tottenham play Southampton tomorrow at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I was going to say in what is a big game, but it's actually not a big game.
Well, is it a big game? That's the whole question. We don't know. We don't know what a big game is anymore.
I mean, like, what are we playing for anymore? Do we know what we're playing for anymore?
I don't know. Do we need top four? Do we not need top four? Was it a good result for us yesterday, or was it irrelevant for a result for us yesterday? I don't even know. Chelsea are playing Brighton tonight. Do I care? Do I not care?
Are they? I didn't even know. Like,
yeah.
I'm so out of touch with the game at the moment. Like, I forgot Liverpool were playing until like 11 o'clock midnight last night. I was like, oh, there's a game tonight, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked at it and I was like, you know what? It's irrelevant. Why am I even checking this?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I don't know what to care about at the moment. Is Chelsea an important game tonight? Do we want Chelsea to lose, or is it irrelevant? I don't know. But all we know is Ryan Mason has done his first press conference as Tottenham manager, talking to the press. And you know what's I find really difficult and annoying about this whole thing is
the greed in football.
Yeah, obviously all that. But you got Pep and you got Klopp and Mason all having to front up about the Super League, and dead silence from the people who actually implement it. They've literally hung all these people out to dry. They've hung all these people out to dry. And it's like, I feel sorry for all these managers having to answer for the crimes of the people above, for their employers, pretty much. And it's like, what else are they going to say? I know they can say they don't like it and stuff, but, you know, they're not a peep from Levy, from Mansour, from Henry, from the Glazers.
What do we get on our website? What do we get on our website?
We got Man United people.
We get quotes from Glazer and Florentino Perez.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, absolutely no one fronting up and actually willing to talk about it. They've just like plonked it in our faces. This is happening, and they're running away from it as well. They don't want to be just disassociate themselves from their decisions. Although on TalkSport, apparently TalkSport saying today that apparently Levy is reconsidering or something, but whether that's true or not,
this is TalkSport at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. I find it hard to believe whether any of that is true. So I don't know. But look, I want to see what Ryan Mason's had to say. I want to see his press conference. We also re-uploaded the interview we did with Mason back in 2018. But yeah, look. If you would really appreciate if you get those likes up as well. If we do like the stream, it really does help support the channel. And who knows what the future of this channel holds with the Super League. We'll have to wait and see.
Look,
really
if we can't support the hierarchy of our football club now, support us. Smash that like, smash that subscribe button. We are going to fight the good fight with all of you guys against the Super League, against the hierarchy of football right now.
Like the stream if you're against the Super League.
Exactly. Like the stream if you're against the Super League. Subscribe if you're against the Super League. Let's try and fight these higher powers in football. The way this stream is going to work, we're going to go through every word Ryan Mason has said in his press conference.
Gaffer Mason.
And then we're going to get you guys on to have your say on the game, on the Super League, whatever you want to talk about. We're going to give you your chance to have your say. Ryan Mason is actually makes a Premier League record, the youngest ever Premier League manager, 29 years old.
Absolutely. Younger than the young manager we want in Nagelsmann, who's very young. He's like 34 or 33, and he started at like 29, I think, at Hoffenheim. So yeah, Ryan Mason's out there.
Who's the one before? Who was the youngest one before that?
It was Lombardi. What's it called? I can't remember his name, from Crystal Palace. The bald guy.
Attilio Lombardo.
Yeah, they said
he was the manager.
Apparently, he was a player manager at one point.
Oh.
Apparently, he was the youngest one.
How old was Boas? Because he was quite young when he went to Chelsea.
He was, but he was like he was young, but he wasn't quite. He was like 35.
Right.
Like, he was young, but he wasn't as young as Mason. And also, Mason is also like, there are a number of first team players older than him.
Yeah,
a
lot. I mean, when Bale was at Spurs, he was like a youngster coming through, wasn't he?
Yeah. And so you got Bell, you got Lamela, Sissoko, Lloris, Joe Hart, Toby Alderweireld. So it's going to be interesting to see how he adapts, or how he tries to cope with getting the best out of these players who have a lot more experience than he does, even in playing football and stuff like that. He's going to obviously... Look, let's listen to his press conference.
All right.
What you have to say. Okay, let's get your headphones on. Actually, my phone's not even plugged in. One sec. Let me get my phone plugged in.
Ryan Mason's Blue Army.
And also, yeah, guys, if you want to send in your tweets for any content you want us to react to, anything like that, make sure you're tweeting us at WeAreTottenhamTV and we can react to any tweets you have.
Yeah, get your tweets and your super chats in if you want us to react to them. And we will be reacting to the comments we see as well. But if you want to make sure your comment is seen, do send it in a tweet or a super chat and we'll most definitely see that. But look, let's get into the press conference. It's quite a big one today. It was 20 minutes long from Ryan. I think he always speaks well, Ryan Mason, doesn't he, when you see him speak?
Yeah. He does always speak well, and he's and I think he Spurs through and through. He came through our academy. He bleeds blue and white. So I think look, he's going to bring passion to the role. He's going to bring love, and he's going to know a lot of the squad as well. He's played with a lot of the teams. I think he's got 10 teammates still at Tottenham from when
the
he
thing
was
is
playing.
The thing is though, when he was with those 10 teammates, he was always less senior than all of them. Surely,
Always,
wasn't
yeah,
he?
he was.
Always.
Yeah, always. But hopefully he'll still have some of the respect of them, which I'm hoping. All right, here we go. Oh, one sec. Yeah.
In a second. We are muted. Yep. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our pre-match press conference ahead of our game against Southampton. And obviously, welcome our interim head coach, Ryan Mason. We'll start with questions from broadcast. As always, please raise your hand. There's quite a few that have already been raised, and we'll try to get to as many of you as possible. After that, we'll move on to the Daily's briefing, which is embargoed until 10:30 tonight. As always, we ask that there's no streaming of the press conference or any tweets that go out during the press conference itself. We'll start with Gary Cottrell, if I can find you, Gary. Here you go. Gary, you ready?
I'm good, mate.
Good, man. Let's go.
Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the hot seat. What an interesting 24 hours. What's your take on it all?
Yep, it's crazy. It's football. I've had it as a player. Obviously, I had the experience of having to retire in this game. Anything can happen. You just have to be prepared and ready for what football can throw at you at times.
Obviously, you know this group of players, a lot of them very well. You played with a lot of them. You share an age with a lot of them. Is that important for the rest of the season? So just to try and get a settled together dressing room, is that one of the roles that you can play?
Yeah, I think my most important role is to try and get some results and positive results with the football club. I think it helps that I know a lot of the lads have relationships, good relationships, but listen, it's a really good group of guys. They're professional, they work hard. So that's all you can ask for as a coach. Players that are willing to learn, willing to work. And of course, it's something to look forward to.
There's been things made in recent weeks about some comments, for example, by Hugo, the captain, about maybe some of the players not giving their all, not being together. Have you found anything like that around the place?
No, listen, I don't know what went on before over there, but all I can take is the group for what they've been like in the last 24 hours. They've been fully supportive. They've come in, they've wanted to work, they've listened, and that's all I can ask for.
So what is it that you want to see now, tomorrow night, and then, of course, on Sunday?
Of course, tomorrow we've been preparing to win a game of football. That's the job of anyone in this position. We've given the guys our idea of how we want to go about the game. They have to go, they have to compete, they have to run, they have to fight, of course. But listen, we'll give them a structure to work from, and hopefully that can help them have a positive result.
Couple on Jose. Have you spoken to Jose at all? I know he's actually been seen around today. I know he spoke to the players yesterday, didn't he, clear his desk. Has he managed to speak to you at all?
No, I didn't get the opportunity. Obviously, it all happened so fast for me in the morning yesterday, so I've not had the opportunity. But listen, he's a great manager. He has been a great manager for a very long time now, so I wish him all the best in the future.
He's got you to a cup final. Do you feel sorry for him that he's not going to be able to try and lift that trophy?
And listen, I don't think it's about the previous management. That's gone now. I think our focus as a football club is to prepare for the game tomorrow, which we have done. And then once that's out of the way, then we can look to the next game. But the most important thing for this football club is to win matches.
Just finally then, do you feel pressure? Do you feel proud? Do you feel happy? Do you feel very busy? What's your overwhelming feeling at the moment?
Listen, there's many different emotions going through my body at the moment, but probably the most important one is pride. Been associated with this club over 20 years. It's a very long time of my life, and I feel very proud. I feel like I have an excellent connection with the fans, which I feel is important. So yeah, there's a lot of pride in being given this opportunity to help this great football club.
Thank you. Good luck.
Do you think? But he knows he's not going to be here the next season, right? Even though he's got a lot of pride in just helping us out. But did you think he has any thinking like, if I do really well, I could get the job? You think he must know?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he must know.
I don't think so. I think Levy has told him, this is interim till the end of the season. I don't think anything further than that is just continuing his development to get to where he wants to be. He doesn't have anywhere near any experience. I think that he's got quite a good reputation with the younger players at the football club. Because of his coaching skills, and I think that maybe he could be in the space one day in the future, but it's way too early. I mean, he's only managed the under-18s.
Yeah, and do you think he'll get the respect from his players, considering he played with them? Don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how he's saying the players reacted well and everything, but whether he'll actually get their respect. I
think it'll be a breath of fresh air to start with, and seeing as he doesn't have that many games. I think that kind of 6 games in the Premier League, one cup final. So I think it will reinvigorate them for the rest of the season. I think if it was any longer than that, then maybe he wouldn't command the respect that he kind of deserves as the Tottenham manager. But I think because it's such a short space of time, I don't think that would be too much of an issue.
You reckon coming into a job like this, like with this all Super League hanging over his head and everything, like, do you think? Obviously, we want to do well, but like. What's he want? What do you reckon he's looking to achieve, like top 4 or like top 6? Do you reckon it really matters at this point? I don't know. It's interesting to see what the motivation is of these players, knowing that it's likely we're going to be not going to matter if we do finish top 4 or not.
Look, I think this is just good experience for him. I think it's just good experience for him. I think he's thrown into the deep end, complete deep end, obviously being only managed at under-18s before. So I think that he'll treat it as good experience and see what comes of it. I think he'll go game by game, try get the points on the board, and we go from there. I don't think there's any long-term plan or long-term thinking, and I just think it's a good experience for him, really, and I'm happy for him, to be honest.
All right, come on then. Let's keep going.
Cheers, Gary. Okay, we're going to go to George Cummings. George.
Oh.
Cheers, Gary. Okay, we're going to go to George Cummings. George.
Oh.
What's going on?
I don't know what just happened. One sec, sorry. Yeah, go on.
My life and in my body at the moment, but.
Do you feel proud? Do you feel happy? Do you feel very busy? What's your...
Been associated with this club over 20 years. Feel is important. So yeah, there's a lot of pride in being given this opportunity to help this great football club.
Thank you. Good luck.
Cheers, Gary. Okay, we're going to go to George Cummings. George from BBC.
Thanks, Simon. Hello, Ryan. Ryan, how's Harry Kane's fitness? Is he going to be fit for the League Cup final on Sunday, and will he be playing tomorrow?
No, I'm not sure currently. He didn't train today. It's one of the cases of taking it day by day. We're still not sure about the weekend just yet, but what we do know is that Harry is working extremely hard to get over this injury.
Can you tell us what Daniel Levy said to you when he rang you up and told you he was going to...
One sec. Do you think, based on that, Kane will be fit for the final?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
You haven't ruled him out, though.
Hasn't ruled him out, but
definitely fit out for tomorrow. Then,
unless he's learned a few things from Jose Mourinho in the mind games.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't think he's going to be fit for the final. I'm not basing that on anything. I'm just basing that on what I'm hearing. But there's no concrete evidence,
Having
no concrete information have we got. So
are we better off having no Kane in the final? Is it better, like, in that sense, is it better off not having Mourinho? Because Mourinho kind of really heavily relies on Kane in that sense.
yeah, 100%. I think if we had Pochettino, it wouldn't be that much of a... I mean, it would be a worry, but not that much of a worry. Because I think that whenever we played out without Kane under Poch, I think we always were a bit more fluid up front, and we always did score goals. Under Jose, we just completely fell flat, didn't we?
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. I don't even know what kind of style Ryan wants to implement or anything. I literally have no idea
Well, he
what
says,
it's about.
I think he does say in the interview, so we'll see. All right, let's go.
Oh, we had a very long conversation. I think it was yesterday morning. Once the news had broke, obviously I was in the building anyway because I'd been working with the younger lads, and we had a conversation. I took training, and then we had another conversation after. And listen, he asked me if I wanted it, if I was happy to help the club, which obviously I was. The group were happy as well, so that's the most important thing, and we look forward now.
Have you spoken to the players already? Is it going to be strange for you in the sense that they used to be your teammates? I think last time you played for Tottenham against Newcastle, 8 of 9 of these were your teammates. Now you're going to be managing them. How are you going to handle that?
Absolutely no problem. They're professionals. We're in football. We're in this business, and things like this happen. You have to be professional. We're paid to be professional. There won't be a problem with the guys, I'm sure of that. So it's something I'm looking forward to, and I'm excited about the game tomorrow.
Just one last one from me. Have you spoken to Maurizio Pochettino? I know he had a big impact on your career, and as a former Tottenham manager, has he sent you a text message, or have you spoken to him over the last 48 hours?
Yes, yeah, we exchanged a couple of messages, and a couple of the other coaching staff from his team as well. He's very busy, understandably, but we've always had a great relationship, and listen, he loves this club as well. So he wished me all the best, and I'm sure we'll be in contact in the future as well.
Okay, thanks, George. We're going to go to Mandy now.
Poch to replace the next management?
Yeah, go on, Poch. Go on, Poch. I knew Poch would be in touch with Mason. He loves Mason.
Yeah.
What did he say about when he sold Mason? Like, he was one of, I can't remember what the exact wording, he was one of his first boys or something like that.
Yeah, no, but Pochettino always spoke so highly about Ryan Mason, and he was talking about when he sold him, it actually hurt him so
Broke
much.
his heart,
yeah.
I said, when he had to sell Ryan.
Yeah, it hurt him. So I think that Mason always showed that attitude that we'd like to see on the pitch. Maybe his quality wasn't always the best, or always wasn't top notch, like world class level, but his attitude and his mentality has always been top notch on the pitch.
Yeah, and it was nice to see that Pochettino did actually send him a message, and that's very, very good. And it's nice to see that Ryan seems very confident that it's not going to be an issue, him being a former player and even younger than a lot of the squad. So hopefully he's right about that.
I wonder if Jose sent him a message. Did he say he spoke to Jose?
He said he didn't speak to Jose.
I mean, when Jose took the job, Poch messaged him, didn't he? Didn't Jose say that?
Poch message too.
Jose.
Yeah.
Just shows the class of the man.
Poch is a class. He's a touch of class, Poch.
Yeah.
He probably sees spurs of his baby still, I reckon. All right, let's get this.
Do you reckon he's looking at the highlights like, Jose, what are you doing?
Oh, man. What have you done to my team?
He's probably looking at Jesus Perez like, look what this guy's doing to my team.
Definitely.
Hi there, Ryan. I'm just wondering, you'll be the first manager under 30 to take charge of a Premier League game. How excited are you about that and the prospect of having 6 games and a cup final on the horizon as well?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't know that. It's not really in my thinking. The pride and the excitement comes from representing the football club, regardless of what age I am. Obviously, that's a cool thing. That's something to be very proud of. But yeah, the fact that I get the opportunity to help this football club in the next 7 matches is a great honour of mine.
And what do you hope you can personally bring to that role?
Oh, many of things. Of course, I think any head coach will want to have an idea of how they want to play, to help the guys understand, have a structure, have a strategy of how to win games of football, and how I communicate that to the boys on the training pitch and in the classroom is a huge part of my job. The good thing is that this group, they want to listen, they want to learn, and hopefully I can help them.
And Spurs have dropped 20 points from winning positions. That's a league high, something I'm sure you're aware of. Do you have time to even improve on that in your time in charge, do you think?
Yeah, I hope so. I'm sure there's things that I can help. And my coaching team can help the team. Of course. Obviously, it's a back end of the season, which is obviously difficult to change some things. But what we can change is structure and understanding of what to do in certain moments, and hopefully, if they have that in their mind, then that can help the group in the moment.
And just finally, from me, you've only had a day or two before the first game and a cup final looming at the weekend. What are the challenges of that?
A lack of time, a real lack of time. But I've been working hard. I've been watching a lot of stuff, and I've tried to get the messages as clear to the lads as possible. Obviously, I don't want to give them too much information because it's such a short period of time. But there's been some key messages, and hopefully, I can take that on board and take it into the game tomorrow evening.
Do you reckon
Thanks, Mandy.
He's been watching how-to videos on YouTube.
How to manage a football, managing a Premier League club for dummies. One of those videos. Yeah, I think at least he sounds a bit confident that he's gonna stamp some sort of mark on the team. And
I think it's something he has to say though. Like, what's he gonna say? No, I don't have time to implement anything.
Yeah, well, it's true. I guess it's tough for him. He's been put in a very, very tough position, but he's speaking very well. That's all I can say. But
yeah, I said that before, that he always does speak well.
Yeah, he's very different to like a Mourinho press conference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where he's not giving too much away, but he's speaking well. Whereas Mourinho, he says lots of stuff, doesn't he?
Mourinho's way too emotional.
Very emotional.
He's just way too emotional. It's just like if he's in a bad mood, he can't give a good press conference.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He can't. I mean, he just comes across as like down and depressed and that kind of stuff. And when he's happy, I mean, like he gives the best press conferences. You know what I mean? So I mean, you don't get it ever like in the middle with Jose, do you?
It's either two extremes, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Go to Ian Abrahams at TalkSport. Moose, you're up.
Hi Ryan, how are you?
I'm very good, thanks. How are you?
I'm okay. So you got the big job to the end of the season. Big question: do you want it beyond then? Is this now a big audition for you?
No, look, it's probably a bit of a cliche, but I only knew I was taking training yesterday. It's been the last thing on my mind. All my focus on at the moment is preparing for a game tomorrow, and then after that, it'll be preparing for the next one, and so on. So at the moment, that's the last thing on my mind.
I mean, it's been a bit of a slow news week, actually, so it's good to speak to you, actually. Thoughts on the European Super League as a man involved in football, not necessarily as the interim manager of Spurs?
Yeah, as you can probably imagine, since I think maybe 10, 11 o'clock, I'm not sure what the time was yesterday, my mind has been consumed with so many other things. I can't give an honest answer if I don't actually know what consists of the situation. So at the moment, I'm probably not the person to ask because I don't know enough about it. I don't know hardly a thing about it to even answer that question.
Spurs fans aren't happy. In fact, Spurs fans of football in general aren't happy. This is the last question on the European Super League. Do you understand why? Because of the fact that there's not the promotion and relegation that we have in football in England?
Like I said, I need to know all the information before I answer a question on it. I don't know what fan reaction's been because my mind's been deep in a laptop or on the training pitch or trying to help the players in the classroom in the last 24 or so hours. So I don't know anything about the situation for me to even comment on fans, the football club, anything. So sorry, I can't answer that question.
That's all right. Final one then. You've got a massive game tomorrow night because...
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, I didn't expect him to say anything. I thought if any of them, well, to be honest, Pep said was quite revealing. He said it's not a sport when success is guaranteed. That's not sport anymore, and that's absolutely right. I didn't expect Ryan Mason to say anything, even when he wasn't even like a coach of the club. When we interviewed him, like
very sanitized.
Yeah, exactly. He's kind of the club of made sure he doesn't like. I
mean, you know, he's been so involved in the club since such a young age. You know what I mean? Like he's basically one of the mouthpieces of the club when he speaks. So you don't expect anything different, do you? But it'd be nice. It'd be nice for people like that to say stuff when you see like Marcus Rashford coming out on social media. And I know he didn't say anything in words, but he put a picture up which tells 1,000 words. You know what I mean?
Be very good to see if some Tottenham players step up and say something or show
But
their
I mean,
displeasure.
you've got players like James Milner coming out, Bruno Fernandes coming out, Marcus Rashford. There was another player today as well. I can't remember who it was. Henderson as well. So I mean, why can't anyone from Tottenham come out and say something?
They should. And got Brian Churnett.
Oh, go Grandpa.
Grandpa in the chat. He says, "We must help Ryan, but also on Sunday to show our protest T-shirts. If anyone has any thoughts, please share in the chat." Absolutely spot on.
Yeah,
we're definitely going to be organising something for Sunday for sure. At this rate, because we have to kind of make our feelings known. And actually, news in the past few minutes has been coming out, and it's the Sun. And I know it's the Sun, but it's still they're reporting. I'll get on my phone, actually. Good point. Hopefully this is true, but there are no guarantees. The Sun are reporting that Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy is, quote, shaken by the European Super League backlash and has conceded he may have misjudged the mood of the fans. So Levy apparently shaken by the backlash we received. You reckon it's bullshit?
Bullshit.
I'm hoping it's true. Hopefully,
yeah, I hope it is true, but I just can't see it not being true.
He saw WeAreTottenhamTV and he's quivering in his boots.
He saw me and John outside the stadium with our two cars.
He's shaking. Oh, how he's quivering. Oh, how he's quivering. Oh, man.
Someone quote tweeted that tweet of me with the two signs up. And it was like all 12 clubs now have come out the ESL because We Are Tottenham TV have two cards up and I'm wearing a pair of Ray-Bans.
Oh, how they didn't expect what backlash. But look, hopefully it's true. I guess that the more come out, the time will tell. But at the moment, it's hard to believe that they're going to be quite so shaken. Look, maybe they do have morals. Maybe they do have a heart. Levy, has been known for a while. Has been said for a while. He's, he's been a Tottenham fan since he was a boy and stuff like that. So you never know. Maybe we're getting into his inner Tottenham fan, but I don't know. We'll see.
We shall see.
I presume he's still got ambitions of getting in the top four. But then Sunday is probably the biggest game Spurs have had in over a decade, a chance to win a trophy. It would be great if Ryan Mason could deliver that to the Tottenham fans, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I think the most important thing is the football club. It's Tottenham Hotspur. This isn't Ryan Mason. This isn't about me. My ego is all I care about is this football club. And the fact I've been trusted with leading the team out is a great honour of mine, but Tottenham Hotspur Football Club is the most important thing in the next 24 hours, in the next week, and until the end of the season and for the future. So that's the most important thing is the football club.
Okay, thanks, Moose. We're going to go to Chris.
Sliding, maybe at Jose?
Maybe.
This isn't about my ego, he said. It's about Tottenham Hotspur.
Maybe. I think actually Ryan on Sky Sports, he's spoken about Jose when he at his time at Man United. Ryan was on Sky Sports talking about his mistreatment of Luke Shaw. So it's stuff that he has spoken about before. But we got a chat here from Grandpa just gone on the last thing that we were talking about. And he says, we must keep up the protest and make him shake all night. Talking about Daniel Levy.
Yeah, make him quivering in his boots. It's fine as a... No, let's not do that. But look...
the Supporters Trust have given out his email, so
I think bombard his email.
If you want to give him an email, go and bombard that email right now.
Daniel.levy. I can't remember what it is. I
think it's Daniel.levy at
TottenhamHotspur.com. Yeah.
But if you want to see if we're not 100% sure, go check out the Supporters Trust Twitter. It's all on there.
And Animash Dale says, with the ESL, we can't see academy products. No way these businessmen would like an unknown boy like Skip or Harry in the team. ESL out. Absolutely fine.
Well, you know what? On that, that means there'll never be any stars if you never give any youngsters a go. Because what happens after this generation of stars? Who's going to come through?
I don't know. I don't know if they'll look. I don't think. It probably will affect the youngsters, but we'll have to wait. We'll have to see. I don't know how we'll all. It's just bad for football, man. The whole thing is bad. It stinks. I hate it all, and it needs to be stopped. But make no mistake. UEFA and FIFA. This is they're causing. They cause this. This is their fault, and they're not the good guys in all this. They're not fighting for football. They're not fighting for you. They don't.
Nobody's
care about
fighting
you.
for football.
It's the fans. Only the fans. That's the only people.
The
who are
fans
the
are
good guys
fighting
in
for
this.
football.
Exactly. The fans care
everyone
about
else
this.
is just fighting for their pockets.
Exactly. So I stand with the fans. I don't stand with UEFA and FIFA. But it's all about the fans at the moment. All right, let's keep going.
Chris.
Hi, Ryan. Fans of Tottenham, football fans in general, are very unhappy about the ESL proposals. What's the feeling like around the club? Do you think the owners of the club would even be aware of that kind of backlash? And if they are aware, do they care, or are they just so far detached?
How are they expecting
in
him
this
to
modern
speak for Daniel Levy?
Sorry?
How are they expecting him to speak for Daniel Levy? It's ridiculous.
Interim manager.
It's ridiculous.
Levy should be the one answering this.
Exactly. Like, why are they trying to make him answer for Levy? It's ridiculous.
I agree. I think it's not right. It's not right. All right, let's see.
Football world.
I think, as you can probably imagine, not just me, but everyone involved in this football club in the last 24 hours, the priority has been internally what's been going on to sort everything out here. So I don't know about fan reactions. I don't know about anything. I really don't. I've not watched any news. So I can't comment. I can't answer. My focus has been on the team. Everyone involved in this football club, the focus has been Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. What's best for them? How are we going to move forward? So you're asking the wrong question to the wrong person, unfortunately.
What Tottenham and the other Big Six are proposing is a closed shop. Do you think you'd have fallen in love with football as a kid if football was played that way?
Chris, I'm sorry. I think, like Ryan has said, he has obviously made clear that he hasn't been able to take this in, and appreciate you're trying to outline some of the proposals to him, but I do think he would like to read up on it himself.
There's no proposals. It's
fine,
very obvious.
Fine.
The main thing about
you're outlining what the Super League is about. But I think from Ryan's perspective, it would be fair if he actually gets the opportunity to look this up himself. And I think you can appreciate that there's a lot of opinion out there, and that he needs to have that opportunity to take that in himself before he can pass comment on it.
But
okay.
would he like to see the game played that way, or is promotion and relegation and European qualification as we know it important to you, Ryan? Do you think football played the way it is important to you?
I think, I'll be honest, I think like Sai said, I can't answer a question if I don't know the full details. So you're saying a couple of little points, but I'm not going to answer a question until I've sat there, I've read about it, I've learned, I've understood what the outline is, every single detail, because that would be wrong of me to answer a question that I don't know anything about.
Okay.
Obviously, Felstein has to come in with...
all right, no more. Fine, all right, come on, how many times are you going to ask him about the Super League? I think Ryan Mason was like batting them away, and then now Felstein's like, all right, enough's enough, mate.
He just looks at Felstein, was like, come on, do something, man.
Yeah, stop him. And classic, look, this is all it's so gross. I hate all this. Yeah, absolutely hate all this. I'm sure Ryan Mason would want to give his own opinion on everything, but you can see he just can't. He's saying all this bullshit. I don't know the facts. It's all bullshit. Of course, he has an opinion. He
knows like the crux of it. You know what I mean? 100%. There's no one in football that doesn't know what the Super League is right now. Mm-hmm. There's nobody.
Absolutely. It's all rubbish that he doesn't know.
You can't go anywhere without seeing what it is right now. Yes, it's everywhere.
And then Felstein's like, he doesn't know. Stop asking him. Just wants everyone to shut up about it. Yeah. Tanuj Bhatia says, do you think there will be a major change to the lineup? Which players do you think Mason likes? And he is avoiding questions on the ESL. He definitely is. He definitely doesn't want to answer it. I don't think it's cancerous journalism. I think they're right to ask those questions in this instance.
Asking it to the wrong person.
They are asking it to the wrong person, but that's who they have. That's who they have. It's like football. You can only play what's in front of you. That's the
They should
reality.
direct their questions to Felstein instead.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe Felstein should take over from this. Yeah. Still haven't heard a quote from anyone at Tottenham about this ESL. Just a statement on the website. That's all we've heard. Yeah. So, it's awful. It's awful.
What's your thoughts about Daniel Levy backtracking? Do you think that there's any legs to it?
No,
you think it's just bollocks.
I don't know if it's bullshit. It's probably true. I reckon it's true that he is a bit shaken, but whether he'll backtrack, I don't think he'll backtrack. I don't think he'll force a backtrack, or he'll just go
He
to.
backtracked on the furlough stuff.
Yeah, that's different. Furlough
I know it's different, but it'll still, like, he did something wrong, massive backlash, and he backtracked.
He won't backtrack unless other people do. He won't backtrack.
I mean,
unless
yeah,
other people
Liverpool
do.
were the first ones to do it.
Exactly.
Then,
He won't do it unless there's. He won't be the first to do it. He will not be the. He's not going to risk Tottenham being left behind in this
so
one.
Do you think that as soon as one team backtracks, he'll join?
Potentially. Maybe if someone backtracks, he'll consider it. But I think as long as everyone holds firm, there is no chance he'll be the first one to backtrack and take a lead on this. He is not a leader in that way, Levy. He won't. He in this kind of thing, he knows that Tottenham are privileged to be here in the Super League. So he knows that not he knows, but we won't be the first. We will not be the first to backtrack. So
Rick Lee says, definitely agree, Sim. Levy's a sheep.
Yeah, 100%. In this Super League, he's 100% a sheep. He knows we're the smallest club there, so we're not going to be the first to backtrack on it. If a couple clubs do, then maybe. All right.
Nabil Jamali says, ENIC out T-shirts and banners needed in Wembley.
Thank you. We're going to move on to Jonathan Veal. John.
Hi Ryan, congratulations on getting the job. Can you just sort of explain what sort of a fairy tale it's been for you? You know, you joined Spurs as an 8-year-old. You played in the Carabao Cup final 6 years ago, and now you're going to be leading them out. Can you sort of just explain what this means to you?
Yeah, I think it's no secret that I love this football club. To spend 20 years of my 29 years involved with this football club. It's in my heart. It's in my blood. Of course, it is. I've always felt a massive connection with the fans of the club. I've always had a great connection with anyone who works in the club, and that's important. That's important. I've always felt loved, and one thing I can guarantee is that I'll give my all in the next 7 games to prepare this group of players to win football matches. And the pride I feel is amazing. It's one of those where I probably won't be able to take it fully in until the season's done, but of course at the moment I feel immense pride.
Cool. And you said that you're not sure whether Harry Kane's going to be fit for the next couple of games. Can you just sort of give us a clue of the extent of his injury? I think he was scanned at the weekend. Is the ligament damage or what?
I think with any injury, you just take it day by day. Harry is a professional. He'll be doing all he can to get fit as soon as possible. It's one of those. There's no time scale on it, but hopefully Harry won't be out for too long.
Thanks, John. Okay,
no time
Jerry
scale
Cox.
on it worries me.
Huh?
No time scale on it worries me.
Yeah. The whole thing worries me. Hopefully he's fit for the final for himself as well. But at the moment, he doesn't sound positive that he's going to be fit, does he? Doesn't sound positive. So maybe he's softening the blow of him being ruled out at the moment. Like he'll just miss out. It'll be interesting to see who he goes for, Ryan. What if he goes for Vinicius or Son?
I think he would go for Vinicius.
Reckon ahead of Son?
I think so. Son on the left, Vinicius up top.
I reckon he'll go for Son.
Really? Why'd you say that?
I just got a feeling.
I think Vinicius. I think he goes with the only recognised striker in the squad.
I think because the way City play.
Oh, you're talking about the final. I thought you meant just in general. I thought you meant tomorrow.
No, for the final, I mean.
Final is an interesting one. Maybe he'll go for Son, but I think he tries out Vinicius tomorrow.
Potentially. All right. Let's go.
Hi, Ryan. Congratulations on your role. Can you just clarify exactly what the coaching setup will be, who your assistants will be and how it will work?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, there's people from within the club. Chris Powell, Ledley's remained. Nigel Gibbs as well, who's been associated with the club a very long time. So that's it currently. Whether or not that changes over the next 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, I'm not sure. That's something we'll have to look at. But as you can imagine, the last 24 hours has been crazy. We felt like that was the best solution initially. We feel like that's a very good solution and it's working well. The response from the players has been very positive. So that's something we'll definitely look at in the future.
Looking at it from the outside, it seemed like some players were just being frozen out or weren't getting a fair crack of the whip. Is this a clean slate for everyone? Will you consider, everyone for selection based on performances and in training and so on?
Yeah, of course. I mean, whatever happened before, I wasn't involved with. I'm not too sure what happened, but all I can take is the players, how they trained yesterday, how they trained today, the fitness of the guys, the mentality, the mindset, how the feeling is within the group, within the individual, and then it's our job to pick a team to win games of football.
And is top four still achievable, do you think?
I think the most important thing for us as a group is to take it game by game. We know in football things can change so quickly. The last 24 hours have showed that, but results can happen, things can happen. The most important thing for us is to prepare ourselves, be in the right frame of mind to go and win football matches, and then of course we'll see where that takes us.
Okay, thanks, Jerry. We'll go to Ali Gold.
Hi there, Ryan. Congratulations on your new role. Just want to ask you, obviously, seeing you kind of in the academy set up, managing, I think, the UEFA Youth League matches as well. Obviously, this is going to be very different for you. But in terms of any similarities, what is a Ryan Mason Tottenham Hotspur side going to look like? What kind of principles is it going to have?
So no, I'd hope to think that's what a Tottenham Hotspur side would historically look like. I want us to win games of football. I want us to be brave, to be aggressive, to play like Tottenham Hotspur. Obviously, there's such a short turnaround with games at the moment. I think the most important thing now is to get the players in the right frame of mind, to give them some key principles of how we want to approach games of football, and then hopefully as that goes on, that can develop.
And just one little quick one. I mean, we asked about Harry, but any other injuries? Ben Davies, Matt Doherty coming back anytime soon?
Yeah, so Matt returned to the training group yesterday. Ben, I'm not sure how long he's got until he returns, but yeah, that's it as it stands at the moment.
Thanks, Ali. We're going to finish with Jack and Carrie Brown, so we'll start with Jack.
Hi, Ryan. It's obviously been a pretty difficult last few months in terms of results and performances. Is it hard for you to lift the players after that?
No, I don't think so. It's football. It's football. These guys are professionals. They're paid to do a job. They're paid to come in, to work, to compete, and that's the most important thing. Do I think it's difficult? No. You're playing for Tottenham Hotspur. We have a beautiful stadium. We have some things to play for, some big things as well. So trying to lift the group, trying to lift any footballer for that, no, I don't think so at all.
Obviously, it's the fans weren't happy with the way things were going. How important is it to you to get the fans back on side, particularly as they're going to start coming back in?
Of course, massively. The fans are such a huge part of this football club. I think any successful football club, they feel a connection between the fans, the players, and everyone. And that's what we want Tottenham to be like. That's how I've known it as a player. That's how I've known it as a coach, and that's how I want it to be. Of course, that's huge for our fans to feel like our players represent us and this great football club.
Okay, Carrie, to finish from a broadcast perspective.
Hello, Ryan.
Go for it.
Many congratulations. I'm cast your mind back to the 2015 League Cup final. I'm walking out with Hugo, with Harry. Ben was on the bench. Could you ever imagine, fast forward 6 years later, you'd be the coach?
No, I'll be honest, I thought I'd still be playing football. I'm probably in my prime, if I'm honest, in terms of footballing ability. But listen, football is a crazy, crazy sport. It's bizarre. I've experienced so much as a player. I've had to deal with so much. Obviously, having the serious injury that I had, fighting for my life, coming back, having to retire, returning to this great football club and representing them again as a coach and learning. It's crazy. It's crazy. But at the same time, it's football. It's football. And anyone that's involved in football will understand that, will know that. You have to be prepared. There's no planning. There's no pathway for anything, for anyone. The most important thing is doing the time, doing the yards, doing the work, being prepared, and probably most of all having a love for the game. And that's something that I've always had. I love football, even though I'm not playing it. I love it. I love being around the place, and yeah, the fact I'm representing this football club and get the opportunity to walk us out tomorrow at our beautiful stadium is a great honour of mine.
You've done so much for head injury charities. Looking back at that time and what you've been through to come to now, what's your message to anyone that's been through that? And in a sense, when you've gone through something as life-threatening as that, are the pressures of even being a manager at a top Premier League club like Tottenham water off a duck's back?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's pressures. Of course there is. I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel it. That's speaking completely honestly. But the most important thing for all of us is our health. Yeah, I've had some difficult moments. I've had such a great network of people around me. I've had Hull, a great football club. They helped me. Obviously, this football club who's in my heart, and I feel like there's people here who genuinely care about me as a human being, and the people I've had around me have been the most important thing. To stay positive, to work hard, to believe, have a good energy about you, and good things will happen.
Okay, thanks for that, Kerry. We're going to end the broadcast part of the press conference now.
All right. I mean, not much in it, is there?
No, look, I think he clearly is. Look, he's a Tottenham boy through and through, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's all I got. That's what you got to say about that. And he clearly is very, very proud managing Tottenham Hotspur, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's going to get this opportunity, even if it's just for a short space of time, to manage us and represent us and walk us out in the cup final and stuff like that, because it clearly means a lot to him. But I think unfortunately it's just come at a time where I don't know, like, the fans, it's going to be very difficult for them to be on side right now with the club with what's going on.
You know what? Like, as much as
it's
we disagree with the hierarchy of the club at the moment, I think it is really important to support Ryan and to support us in the cup final.
No, I find it hard to separate at the moment. I find it very
hard.
hard.
I'm saying it is hard, but I still think it's important to do.
I would have agreed with you if you said that a week ago, or probably 3 days ago. I would have agreed with you. Right now, I find it hard to. I really do, because I think
it's not Ryan's fault. It's not the players' fault. It's not these fault that we're in the Super League.
It's not their fault, but any success we have right now is just good for the hierarchy. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just very disillusioned with it all at the moment. I get your point. I agree. I do agree that I want to be able to stand up and support Ryan and the team for that cup final, and even for the next few games. But the way the club have handled themselves over the past 48 hours is really, really disgraceful.
I agree. And Tottenham Hotspur was here before Daniel Levy and ENIC, and will be here after Daniel Levy and ENIC.
Yeah, but how?
But in what state after? That's the question. But look, I think that we need to support Ryan and the team for this cup final. We really do. Look, let's move on. We've got a lot of guests. We've got a lot of people in the background waiting to come on. Everyone, please go down and like the stream. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, even potentially give a share as well. And let's get on to some call-ins. We've got Eden Cooper up first. Let's get Eden on. How's it going, mate?
Hello?
Eden, can you hear me?
Yeah, boys, I can't hear you. Not sure
you can't
if you
hear
can
us.
me.
I can hear you now. Hello?
I can hear you, yeah, but...
Can you hear us? Hello?
No, he can't hear us.
He can't hear us, apparently. Eden, we'll try... You can't hear us, but we'll try. Can bring you back on if you stay connected. Can you hear us? Apologies,
Let's
Eden.
try someone else and we'll get him back. Well, Alex, can you hear us?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Hi, Alex. You all right?
Yeah, good. You guys?
Yeah, I mean, still trying to... I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to do, but I just can't stand what's going on in football at the moment. How do you feel, Alex, about the whole situation and supporting the club and Ryan Mason through in this cup final?
It's a difficult one because I feel like the club kind of, if we win that cup, they kind of have us by the balls. because it's like, oh, we want to be really happy about it, and imagine if we actually do win it. It would be what a moment it would be for the fans especially, and the players and the club as a whole. But it will just all be marred. It will all be marred by, and it's so Tottenham. We'd win our first trophy in ages,
and nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody would care.
But do you not think it? Do you not think it's important to, support the club that we all know and love growing up? We're in a cup final. Brand new interim manager Ryan Mason, Tottenham through and through. Do you not think it's important to forget for 24 hours or for the 90 minutes of the cup final, forget about this ESL stuff, forget about Daniel Levy, and just for 90 minutes and 90 minutes alone, back the boys and back the team, and then after that 90 minutes is finished, go back to berating Daniel Levy in the ESL?
Absolutely, I think it's a good point. We have to back the team under the circumstances, with the condition, obviously, of understanding what's happened with Jose Mourinho, and understanding how they have failed him and certain players have failed the previous manager before that. So yeah, look, but it's a one-off 90 minutes against arguably probably the best team in Europe at the moment, which will be, everyone's thinking we can't do it. But Mourinho's gone. We've got Ryan Mason in charge. Of course, we have to back them, but with all the caveats, I think. And look, it's not just Daniel Lee. Part of me, I understand why Tottenham did this. I do get it. I think from the business point of view, if you don't go over it, you're going to be left behind. But you have to think as well bigger than that. You've got to look at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is it's gonna be a catastrophe. It's such a weird feeling just now, waking up thinking the sport we love is threatened at the moment. And I'm not against the game changing. I think the important thing is football has to change. I think that is absolutely clear. Change has to come at some point, and will be coming. But this is not the right way to do it. It has to come in other ways. And I think you guys fall spot on. This is all UEFA and FIFA's fault, to be honest, and the Premier League.
It's all their fault. They've had this coming, and I don't know how to feel right now in terms of, Spurs are playing tomorrow against Southampton. Chelsea are playing tonight against Brighton. If Chelsea don't win and we win tomorrow, top four is back on, and usually I would care about that, but why would I care? Is there anything to care about? I really don't know, because it looks like whether we get top four or not, the Super League is probably going to be happening. And if it does happen, then it's irrelevant whether we get top four or not. So it's really up in the air in terms of how I think about the rest of the season and what if there's anything to care about. How are you feeling about it?
Kind of the same as you, actually. I feel very confused. How can we finish in a Europa League, Conference League spot, and then if things do get worse, and then actually go into the Super League? I don't understand it. It makes no sense, and I feel
Alex, did you not know we've got a new 60,000 seater stadium?
Oh god, yeah. And that's going to be for the Europa Conference League, which will be great if the Super League
it's
doesn't
purposely
happen.
built for the Super League and the NFL. That's what it's built for.
Yeah, but all I want the team to finish as well as they can. I don't know if they're going to respond well to Mason. I think of players like, is Ndombele going to respond well, especially the foreign players, the guys who know him. It's going to be like your best mates, your manager, isn't it? Really. But I feel like a lot of other players aren't going to respond to that. So it will be interesting to see. The Southampton game will be fascinating. The team he puts out and how we play, especially if a lot of players start doing better than before. That's a lot of questions you got to ask of the players, because we'd kill to be playing for Tottenham. Some of us.
Yeah.
It's and I know as fans it's so easy to say that because we're passionate and we want the best of the club, and being a player is very different. But I find it hard to understand how a player can't give their all.
Yeah, I completely
from
agree
my
with you,
perspective.
Alex. Completely agree with you,
Yeah.
Alex. Do you think players like Dele Alli and Gareth Bale come back in for this game?
For the Southampton game, or
yeah.
Dele Alli, I think will be very interesting. I think potentially yes. I think I think that's a quite high chance. I'm not. I think maybe it will be some sort of nationality bias. Who might go for a lot of the English lads rather than perhaps he'll pick Dele Alli over Lo Celso, for instance, just because he knows Dele Alli can potentially work with him more. So yeah, Gareth Bale. Yeah, why not? I've been calling for him to be getting more game time for a while now. When Mourinho was in charge, so why not? I think he probably will start. So yeah, I think it'll be choosing his favourites, and I've got no problem with that because let's see how it works. And there's no expectations on him.
Yeah.
From the fans, we just want to see some good football, and if the Super League means it doesn't matter where we finish, it would be super embarrassing if we end up like 8th or something, and then go into a Super League.
Yeah.
If that means that, then so be it. We give it a go, and see how it goes from there. And I'll be very interested to see who the appointment is going to be for next season. I feel like they've got some plans in place.
Just before we let you go, there's been news coming out from not very reliable sources, but TalkSport and The Sun and places like that about Daniel Levy apparently potentially backtracking on this ESL. Do you see any of that being true?
I feel like Daniel Levy would have made sure that this is, for him, from his and the board's point of view, he sees this as the club's best interest, the Super League. And I do feel like he does, to a certain extent, care about the fans. Just from stuff I've heard about him and within the community and stuff like that. But I completely agree. If someone like Chelsea or City goes first, he'll be right there next to them, immediately after them to go. It'll be a domino effect. As soon as one English club goes, they'll all start packing, I think.
Are you hopeful? Are you hopeful that can happen?
Well, absolutely. I mean, look, to be honest with you, the whole idea of this does intrigue me. I'm like, oh, I want to know what it's about. It's obviously very, very terrible, and I hope it doesn't happen. But obviously, it's a newer football, something new, and I in another world would be intrigued to see what happened, and it would be very interesting. But obviously, we want competition, we want the drama, and the Super League is the antithesis of that, or the complete opposite. So, I just hope that these people come to their senses, and also UEFA needs to sort their stuff out, because it's their fault. It's their fault. This all goes back to corruption, and I can understand the complaints of the teams at the top. I can understand the top six saying, we're making the money here. We want we need a different deal for the game, one that also benefits the grassroots. I can understand that complaint they have. So something needs to be reached. Something does need to be reached, and Project Big Picture, I think it was 6 months ago now that was announced. That was kind of the start of this. That was their last attempt of saying, look, we're here to negotiate. Here are some proposals. They were putting the foundation down. It was slammed at the time, but I feel like, well, everyone at the moment would take that over this, wouldn't they? And this was the next logical step. What they should have done is negotiated with the top six clubs and clubs around the world, and said, look, we need to come to a conclusion about this.
All right, Alex. Thank you so much for coming on again.
Thank you, guys.
Nice one, Alex.
Up the
See you in a bit.
Spurs. Come on.
See ya.
All right.
All right, let's keep going. You want to go to a tweet?
Well, we have a few tweets.
All
we
right,
have a few tweets coming in. We've got one from Hosiver, says, do you think Ryan will change the game plan? And if he would, what type of changes do you expect? Or I
I
also
don't
heard
expect him to
Ryan
park the
also
bus,
wants
that's for
Danny
sure.
Rose back in training with the first team. I'm not sure how reliable this source is, but if it's true, what do you guys make of it all? Danny Rose is out of the 25-man squad, so it's irrelevant whether he trains with the first team or not.
Correct.
So whatever that is. Do I think he'll change the game plan? I do. I think he's going to try. He'll take the shackles off, and he'll try and just let the players try and enjoy themselves. And it'll lead probably to a defeat in the final, but it could lead to a few wins in the Premier League.
Yeah, I do feel like he will go a bit more pragmatic in the final, but I think the remaining Premier League games, I do think he's going to play to our strengths, because you have to go a bit pragmatic against Man City, otherwise you're going to get open up, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that the other teams the other 6 games of the season are all winnable games, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So I think you just got to play to our strength, go and attack them, and see where we go from there.
Kev says it's hard to support the team as it stands. The only thing to separate it, and maybe a silver lining, is this Tottenham is the one we rode with. But when they are confirmed, committed to the ESL, that may be where we all detach. That's definitely true.
Yeah.
Definitely true. Coy says, first time as a Spurs fan I've been unmotivated for a game. It just shows how depressing the Super League drama is. Hopefully Ryan Mason can pull off a masterclass before we get pumped by City. Absolutely agree. Nate Hengen, Ryan will be great until we get a replacement. Trying to treasure as many happy memories as I can right now with the club. If we pull out, I'll have a little choice what to follow. If we don't pull out, I'll have little choice what to follow. Sheffield United, the club of my grandpa played for. I hope the Super League doesn't happen though. Oh, he had a grandpa who played for Sheffield United. Very cool. Very cool.
Got a comment from Grandpa saying, do not assume it's cut and dried. All of Parliament say they will stop it. We must support this by shouting and shouting fan support. So that's a call to arms from Grandpa. So come on, everyone, let's pull together.
I hope he's right, but I don't know. At this point, I don't know what the government can do. And then Vishnu Uni says, I think Daniel Levy would never be the first person to backtrack. If a couple of other English teams do backtrack, then he would do so. Let's wait and watch. I agree wholeheartedly with that. Levy would never be the first one to lead a backtracking in this Super League. So that's never going to happen, but I don't know. We'll see.
All right, let's get Charlie on. Charlie, THFC. Yes, Charlie, how's it going, mate? Good to see you down at the stadium yesterday, fighting the good fight. How are you?
Yeah, I mean, it's all a bit depressing at the moment, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
The whole Super League stuff. It's very difficult, in fact, to get up for a game now, because we don't know what they're going to mean, to be honest. And it's just quite a dark time for football at the moment.
Yeah, and with Ryan Mason, though, having his first game in charge tomorrow, going into that game, as you say, you don't know what it's going to mean, but do you think maybe if we do have a good display and a good win, maybe the mood changes a bit somehow leading up to the cup final?
Yeah, hopefully. Look, about Ryan Mason. Yeah, it will definitely be some good experience for him. That's for sure. Obviously, just to clarify, if any fans wondering, he won't be here next season. It's just on a purely interim basis. But look, I'm very happy for him. In fact, I'm going to get some good experience there. It should be very good for him for his potential future career in coaching. So, yeah, look, I'm sure he's going to, judging by what he said in his press conference, he's going to take the shackles off. We're going to try and be aggressive, try and pound the front foot, and ultimately play to the strengths of the squad. So, look, it's obviously it will be interesting to see who he goes for in his team selection on Wednesday, and then obviously the cup final. I think you'd have to expect him to go a bit more pragmatic. You'd think, because obviously if you have a go at City, most teams they'll just pick you off. So yeah, it's going to be some good experience for Mason. I'm very pleased for him that he's going to be leading his boyhood club out at Wembley for a cup final.
What sort of approach do you think he'll take tomorrow? What kind of players do you reckon he'll reintroduce? Do you reckon Bale and Dele come back in?
Yeah, I wouldn't be completely surprised if that was the case. I think Dele Alli's one that he obviously knows. He was when he was here. He was with Dele Alli for one season, I believe, before he obviously went off to Hull. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Dele Alli come back in. I think Gareth Bale potentially as well. Just again, it comes back to my point of releasing the shackles, letting us go all out attacking against Southampton. And yeah, Gareth Bale's definitely the type of player you want when you're playing on the front foot, because you know he can just produce one moment, whether that's opening up a defence or just releasing a shot from 30 yards. You know he can do something. So yeah, it's always important to have someone like Gareth Bale when you're playing on the front foot, and particularly with it's looking like Kane's going to be out of this game. I think I would bring Gareth Bale back in for those extra goals in the team, because if Bale's not playing, I think we're going to be quite reliant on Son. And the trouble is with that is Son, we know, has gone off the boil in the last couple of months. So I think it is important you start with Bale and Son, and then potentially Vinicius up front. But yeah, look, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a couple of players come out from the cold.
What do you think in the fact that, you know, the Spurs on a couple of days ago put this statement out on their website about the ESL, and yet we have not heard a peep from any of the hierarchy in regards to how this is going to work, what how they envisage the future looking like. They've just put a statement out, and no Tottenham board member or Levy or anyone have the guts to come out and say anything about it publicly.
It's a disgrace. It really is. I've said this about the Super League with Ben yesterday. It's pure greed, sucking the soul out of our great club, and that applies for the other clubs, the other 5 English clubs in particular. These owners, they're only doing the Super League. I wouldn't even call it a Super League. I'd call it some JP Morgan franchise banking league or whatever. So
the glorified friendly league.
Yeah, exactly. That comes back to my point, Russ, that I can't sort of get motivated for football games because we don't know what there is to play for. Like, especially if the Super League does go ahead, it's just glorified friendlies, and we don't want that. Football's competitive, and by doing the Super League, they're taking the competitive element out of football. And then once you take that out, what's the point in the game? You're literally taking a massive chunk out of the game of football by just to sell your soul to make an extra bit of money. Honestly, these owners are a disgrace, every single one of them, and especially Enoch, to be honest, because one, they're the only British owners involved in this, and they should know better what it means. Because these guys, Daniel Levy, Joe Lewis, they claim to be Spurs fans. They should understand what it means to support the club. But clearly, judging by the fact they signed up to this, that they clearly have no idea. They don't feel the same way us guys feel. So yeah, it really is a sad couple of days for football, that's for sure. And I just hope somehow, I don't know, because it looks like it's quite advanced, but hopefully somehow we find a way out.
I just think it's very telling. I think it's very, very telling that no board member or no Tottenham hierarchy has said anything. Very telling, because they're doing this while there's no fans in stadiums, while it's easier to kind of push this through without as least resistance as possible, and they're pushing it through right now when they know, and without saying a peep, just trying to like kind of force their way through with trying to ride out the criticism, and that's why they're kind of keeping silent until it's confirmed. And that's the thing that's very telling about how they know how like the reaction was going to be, and how they just simply don't care. They do not care about what fans think of the situation. They're just going to push ahead with it. But Charlie, always good to speak to you, mate. I would ask you for a prediction.
Cheers, guys.
You can give a prediction, I guess, if you want, but it's hard to get pumped for the game tomorrow.
Yeah, it's hard. Look, obviously Mason's first game. Hopefully, the players, whoever they are, whichever player it is, can get kind of a lift with Mason coming in, and obviously Jose going. So I'm gonna go for 3-1. I think hopefully we'll see kind of a good performance on the front foot, just something that can just put a smile on our face with everything going on at the moment. So yeah, I'll go 3-1 Spurs. But yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for having me on.
Nice one,
Big
Charlie.
up, Charlie. Thanks a lot, mate.
See you in a bit,
Speak
mate.
to you soon.
Cheers, guys.
All right. Who have we got next?
Who's coming on?
Nishay, is your camera? Have you got a camera? Can you put it on? We can see you in the back end there, but It seems though your camera's off or something. So if you get that on, then we can bring you on. Oh, he's turned it on now. Nishay.
Nishay, hello?
Hello?
Nishay. We can't
Hello?
see you. We can't see you.
Oh. Hello? You there?
Hello?
Hi, Nishay. What do you want to say?
I don't know.
How long have you been supporting Tottenham for, Nishay?
9 years?
9 years?
How old are you?
11.
11. So since you were
Okay.
2.
Who's your favourite player?
It used to be Ericsson,
Yeah.
But now?
and now it's Ndombele.
And Dombele. Are we going to win this cup final next week?
Hopefully, but I don't think so.
Wait, Nishay, you're an 11-year-old fan. Have you heard about the Super League? I want to know your opinion from an 11-year-old fan, if you've read about it.
Yeah. I don't know why we got invited to this, because I don't think we're actually a Big Six club.
Very
But-
good point. You get it more than Daniel Levy.
Yeah.
What's gone? Are you excited for Ryan Mason to be in charge?
I heard that he's like 29.
He is.
I
He's
think.
29.
He is, yeah.
So there are some people at the club, players at the club that are older than him, like Bale and stuff.
Yeah.
So it'll be a bit weird. I think we might draw against Southampton.
Yeah.
But I've also got a feeling we might get like a 2-0 win. But
Okay.
I don't know.
2-0. And who's going to score, Nishay?
I think Kane's gonna score. And then someone
Kane's injured, Nishay.
very Oh. Well, Vinicius is probably gonna start, so maybe him and then maybe Son.
All
Or
right, so
maybe
you-
someone
You heard it here first,
unpredictably.
people. Nishay says it's going to be 2-0 to Spurs. Vinicius and Son are going to score. But Nishay, thank you so much for coming on. You're absolutely brilliant.
Nice one,
Thank
Nishay.
you.
Bye-bye.
See you in a bit. Well,
Let's keep going. Who have we got next? LA Ian, back in the hot seat.
oh, another guy. Not,
LA Ian also not on camera.
1 second.
Can't see me?
I can see your hand.
What the?
Oh,
Oh,
no,
there
I
you
can
go.
see you. I can see you. Hello, mate. How you doing?
There we go. All right, I'm doing
Nice
well.
to
How are
see.
you?
Nice to see you smiling.
Yeah, Nishay, he put a smile on my face. You know,
That's good.
That's the perfect way to start my day. Love that.
Is it nice and early in the morning for you there?
Yeah, it's 8:50 a.m. right now for me. Yeah, eight hours behind you guys.
Ian, obviously we got a game tomorrow. How relevant is this game for you, and is it possible for you to get up for this game?
I mean, now that Jose's gone, I mean, it's probably more relevant if Jose was here, right? This game, I mean, now hopefully we can get a boost, that the so-called new manager boost that always happens. Maybe, I mean, does top four even matter anymore?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't even know. I think we will get a boost. I think we're gonna start playing maybe a little more free. I think, right, like you said, Mason will just start who he knows and who he likes, which is okay. And I think we'll get a boost. Hopefully we can win tomorrow, because every game Tottenham plays, I want to win, nothing less. But yeah, I think if top four matters still, then we are going to get a boost. I think top four, we could get it if it still matters.
Does it? Yeah, but does it matter? Does it matter?
I don't.
What do you think?
I forget who was on yesterday. I think it was THFC Rants.
Mhm.
And
Will
he's
Stewart,
saying all these clubs are technically outside the UK, and the government can't do anything about it, and that this thing is going to go through, if not for the fans that are just absolutely going crazy backlash against this. I mean, if half of us were like, you know what, sounds kind of interesting, let's go with it, then this would be a guarantee. But I haven't seen one troll account on Twitter or non-troll fan that wants us to go through. That this is a horrible decision. And I was watching the breaking news yesterday, watching when the fans were on. And there's a lot of American fans on, and so am I. And I can't help to feel, but this sort of like a little blame that like they're definitely trying to market this towards Americans, because 300 million in our country, it's huge, and it's growing. Premier League soccer, as we call it here, I call it football, but we call it soccer here.
We don't only my grandpa uses that term on this channel.
I know. I've called it football all my life, but it's definitely going to be advertised as soccer here. It's growing bigger than ever. It is growing and growing and growing. Every Sunday or Saturday, whenever we play, there's a good 70 people in our outside bar. It's the crowd is growing, and that's what this ESL is for. They want, like you said, they want these games to be played in LA, New York, Georgia, Chicago, Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas. They want this to go through, and there's a lot of money in America, and the money rules the world, and I feel like sadly it's going to go through. And I feel bad because I'm American, and I'm one of those fans that showed up in their data that this age group and these people they watch football.
Don't worry, Ian. We're not going to blame you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but Ian, as an American fan, and obviously you seem to be against the proposal, but what is it about the English game and the English setup that you prefer to say how American franchise-led sports are run?
Love that question. What drew to me, I was a kid. I played baseball, basketball, and I grew up with the NBA and MLB. And then my dad was a Dallas Cowboys fan for the NFL because he grew up in Texas. And so I was used to that sort of you win it or you don't. It's that. And that's what I liked about American sports. It's kind of like this very risk. Like your team has very minimal success if you don't win it, and that just drives your team more. But then I saw this other sport over here in the UK, and I saw that you can win 3 trophies. You can win your Carabao Cup, you can win your FA, and you can win your Premier League. But there's also this thing: if you do really well, you win this Champions League, and it's with the entire world. I'm like, that was insane to my mind. Like the entire world playing for this one trophy. And I was like 11 at the time. Same as Niche. I was 11 when I started watching Tottenham. But he's watching when he was 2, though. And it blew my mind. And then I remember my dad showing me a picture of the Champions League trophy, and I'm like, oh, that thing's really cool. And so I enjoyed this sort of, because it's actually very similar to the NFL, but with because NFL you have divisions. You have your NFC and AFC, and then inside the AFC you have your AFC West, North, South, blah, blah, blah. And that's sort of like your group stages. You have these groups of 4, which is like the NFL, NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys. You have your Eagles, Redskins, Giants, and Cowboys. And then if you do well in that, if you get first in that little group, then you get immediate home playoff game. So it's a little bit similar in the NFL, sort of similar. And then you go through this bracket stage in like round of 16, 8, 4, 2, and then your winner. But do I want that for football? No, I don't. I think that's the beauty of the game, is that you have so many chances to have some sort of success. And then
and also relegation as well. That concept is just alien in America.
It is. It's so funny because I was talking to my friend the other day, and I was trying to explain to him what the hell's going on. I group chat friends that don't. Some of them watch. One of them does. It's like, guys, if there's a petition, come up and sign it and say no to Super League, please do it. And they're trying to explain what's going on. And they're saying, I was telling them, a UK fan has no conception of it, or there's no reality where there's no promotion, there's no demotion. And they were like, "What do you mean? Like, what do you mean this promotion demotion?" And I was like, the cultures are so different in that sense. It's really interesting to see. But the demotion is half of it. You know, it's seeing who gets demoted and who gets that chance to become something special. Is important. You know, Norwich. I saw what was that? Last week, Norwich were all celebrating that they got promoted. I mean, does that matter now? I mean, for them it does. They'll be in the Premier League. But will that sense of man, we can go to Old Trafford. We can beat Manchester United as Norwich. Now we're not even be there. So, are they really playing for that much? Are they going to play for? Are they going to play for a division that has not the best competition? You know,
I know.
I think that's what makes when the top 6 are there. That's what makes it. Obviously, there's that illusion that you guys were talking about the other day. The illusion that you could get there.
Yeah, exactly.
But you could. We saw it. I mean,
even this
we
season,
saw
you
it
see
with
West Ham and Leicester in the top 6.
Exactly. It's possible, but it's very difficult. Yes, and I think that's what gives it special. If your team being promoted into the Prem, you have this chance. There's always that thought you can do it, and you can do it because in the Premier League is crazy competitive. You can go to Old Trafford and beat them. And I remember when at the start of last season when Norwich went to Manchester United and they beat them in the beginning of the season. And they were doing really well, but sadly they had a really bad second half of the season and they went down. But it's proven that you can come up and you can beat the best teams, and that's what's special about about football, and that's what drew me to the game.
All right. Just before we let you go, Ian, have you got any? You want to give a score prediction on the game tomorrow, or is it too irrelevant for you?
We're still going to concede. I can guarantee you that. Let's go. Screw it. Let's go 3-1 to Tottenham. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Come on, Ian. Love that. Thanks a lot for coming on, man.
Until I die.
That's what it's all about. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we can show. Do we have audio on the tweets?
Well, you want to show Florentino Perez?
I want to because there's a video just circulating of
the
Tottenham
Tottenham
being
thing.
Absolutely violated by Florentino Perez. He's trying to, yeah? No, you don't. Do we have audio? Yeah. Let me change it. One sec. I just wanna, this is Florentino Perez. This is Florentino Perez trying to name all 6 of the ESL yesterday in his interview.
Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham. Oiga, Manchester United.
Look how he lists Tottenham.
Chelsea, Tottenham. Oiga, Manchester.
He literally, it's just a bit of a violation from Florentino Perez. Doesn't really. He kind of forgets Tottenham are involved in the conversation with the ESL.
I mean, he shouldn't really forget with the amount of money he gave us for Gareth Bale.
And also, there is a bit of breaking news coming out of Madrid.
Oh, here we go.
Let me see if I
There's
can
breaking news every half an hour these days.
Dan Rowan, where is he? Here he is. So he says, I'm told there are interim measures which restrict with immediate effect FIFA or UEFA taking any action against the Super League or its clubs that hinders its implementation until dispute can be heard more fully in court. So it appears to prevent players being banned or club expulsions for the time being. So it's preventing FIFA or UEFA from punishing these clubs at the moment. That's a court. That's in Spain anyway. So that's what a court has ruled in Madrid.
So that's FIFA, UEFA. That's got nothing to do with the FA.
Yeah, that's in Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what a court has ruled. They're not allowed to ban the players at the moment, and they're not allowed to expel the clubs from the competition. So their hands are tied for the time being until
So
it's fully heard.
Florentino Perez was spot on last night.
Yeah, he was spot on. Absolutely spot on. Which is what I was saying. I think they've gone this far. Like they're not going to do it without reason. You know what I mean?
UEFA and FIFA don't have a leg to stand on.
They don't. They really don't. And that's. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. There's nothing.
Look, as you were saying yesterday, it is nice seeing them scrambling. But at what cause? That's the problem.
Absolutely. All right. Any more tweets? No one's really sent. One sec. Apparently, Nuno's daughter has made it quite clear Jose was sacked because of the Super League. Apparently, she tweeted in response
Who?
to
Nuno Santos.
Nuno Santos' daughter, because Nuno played under Mourinho, didn't he? And she said
Nuno
apparently
Santos played under Mourinho.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he was keeper. He was for Porto's keeper in the Champions League.
Oh right, yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah. She said apparently the Super League is a joke.
They're good friends.
Pride in
I know
coaches.
they're good friends. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
She made an Instagram post in response to Mourinho being sacked, saying apparently the Super League is a joke. Pride in coaches. I don't know if that confirms anything, to be honest. So
Alistair Gold did say yesterday it's got nothing to do with the Super League why he got sacked.
Yeah, but then again, he does hear things from the club, and they would say that, wouldn't he?
True.
Wouldn't they? Everything Tottenham Hotspur says, boys, even if it still stops, would you still watch the games and love for your club who turned on you? It would never be the same after this. The passion would be gone. I'm not going to lie. They've done a bit of irreparable damage at the moment. They've done irreparable damage. There's still in time to overturn it and get some goodwill back. But the fact that they've done this at all, even if they do overturn it at this point, there is a lot of goodwill gone.
I agree. And I've never been so close to wanting to give up my season ticket before. That's the honest truth of the matter. I do want to carry on and providing a service and covering Tottenham for everyone out there, but I've never been so close to wanting to give up my ticket before and literally not wanting to go step foot in that stadium before.
Yeah.
I've never been so close to that in my life. I mean, I've spent my life dying to go to every single Tottenham game, home and away throughout Europe. And this is what they're doing to me. This is what this Super League is doing to me. And this is what this greed is doing to me. If we are in this Super League, it's going to be very hard for me and us to go to games and cover the football there.
It will. It will be very difficult. There's always going to be an undercurrent of betrayal from the club, and that's what hurts the most. And it's not the club that betrayed us. It's the board and the owners, and that's the thing that hurts so much.
Yeah.
That this board have just taken it upon themselves without anyone say so to go against what the fan base want and just go their own way for greed and everything like that. But yeah.
All right, everyone go and smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. And talking about the bald, here's Brian Daigle.
Is it Brian Daigle?
What an introduction. What an introduction.
Brian, Levy will be watching this. He'll be quaking in his boots knowing you've shaved your hair again. He'll be quaking. He'll be like,
I've
got to backtrack.
As soon as I shave it, I realise I kind of have a little bit of a look like him. But if you guys remember, every time I shave my hair, we seem to go on a winning run.
I see.
So I'm hoping it stays.
So since you shaved your hair, apparently Levy started to backtrack. Maybe that's got some correlation.
No, that'll be the hitman I put on him.
Damn right. But look, Brian, as a fan out there in Canada, right? You're in Canada?
Yep.
Yeah, like, what is just how are you feeling right now? Obviously the Super League and stuff there's a whole big controversy whether it's going to go ahead or not. But like, how are you feeling towards the game tomorrow? Even though it's Ryan Mason's first game and we're supposed to be positive, and Liverpool dropped points yesterday, leaving the top four even now still a bit open for us if we can go on a good run. Like, does it matter? How do you feel like you care about what the result is tomorrow?
I do, but only because it's Ryan Mason's first game. I don't think the top four is going to happen at any stretch of the imagination whatsoever. I'm still, like I said, just appalled, disgusted, and ashamed of the club. And will I watch the game tomorrow? Yeah, I think I'll watch it, but just because it's Ryan Mason's first game. That's it.
And how are you feeling coming into the cup final then?
Oh, do you know what, Ben? It's a cup final, and God knows with the way things are going. This could be, like I said, if we go to the Super League, I won't be watching it. This could be the very last cup final we're in that I'll watch. So I'm going to watch it because it could be history in the making, and unfortunately bad history, being the very last one we watch. And I think I've got to watch it. Whilst we're not officially in the Super League, I'm Tottenham till I die. The second we go,
that's when Tottenham die for me, and that's when I won't watch it anymore.
Is it important to claim this cup final day as a day for the fans and just forget about Levy and forget about the Super League for 90 minutes?
So, I mean, as we all know, this cup final is actually meant to be, it's known for being the fans' cup final because it's not so corporate. Listen, we have to start making our feelings felt and feelings known. Yes, it is for the fans, but there's an underbelly here. That's not going to go away. We've got a few more days left where so many more stories are going to come. This is going to progress, and I think it's going to progress for the worse. So I think that's going to set the tone. That's going to set the tone for it, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, and I think you're right. This could be the last cup final we have with this could be even like the last time like it was a big game with the Tottenham Hotspur we all know and love before it changes into something else entirely that none of us can support. And this cup final could be like the last thing we have to cling on to, and it's really depressing to think about in that way.
It's shocking, and unfortunately, who would have thought this like a week ago or 3 days ago? It's the sad facts of where we are. I'm appalled again that no one's come out from the club. It's just a mess. It just gets worse and worse. Every day that goes by without us coming out and saying something is. And I know Ryan Mason didn't really say a lot in his press conference. I missed it because I was actually just having my COVID shot, the first one.
Very nice.
So Operation Get Home and Put Levy's Head on a Spike has begun. But yes, so like I said, I don't know what Ryan Mason has said. Hopefully we have people come out. Like I've got to big up Marcus Rashford for what he said. Once again, that man ain't just a sports star. He is honestly, what a fantastic professional and ambassador for the game. But yeah, like I said, it could be the very, very last moment that we see Tottenham in the cup final as we know it.
Yeah, and what message does that send, as you were saying, about no one from the club has come out and said anything? The statement that was put out on the website when the decision was announced to enter the Super League, you have quotes from Florentino Perez and you have quotes from the Man United chairman. Nothing from Levy, nothing from any board member at the club, and they're doing this at a time where fans aren't in stadiums, so no one can protest against it inside the stadiums and make their feelings known. What kind of statement do you think that's saying, that the club are completely silent in trying to push this through and trying to push this through with like as minimal fuss as possible?
Well, Simi, I mean, you both know, and I've spouted it ever since I've come on the show. You know full well my feelings for this man. Nothing. He's got the class to sack a guy at full time. At half time during a game. To sack Poch. All right, we weren't doing well. To sack Mourinho a week before a final. Nothing this man does surprises me anymore. The people that were Levy or Enokin, this is now kind of shocking to them. But this is what I've been spouting the whole time. This guy has got no class, no morals, no ethics. He's just an absolute bastard. Pure and simple.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely spot on. But look, there is a game to play tomorrow. How do you expect Ryan to line up for it?
I expect to see Gareth Bale. I don't want to see Dele Alli, because if Dele Alli was giving attitude to Poch and Mourinho, he's going to think that he's the big man, working with someone so young, and to give even more attitude knowing him. And if Dele Alli starts playing how Dele Alli could, I'm going to be ashamed of him even more. That guy needs to earn his place back. Bale was on fire before he got taken out because of a poor performance. So I want Bale back in. Again, we can only have Bale for a few more weeks. So let's enjoy it whilst we got him. But Dele, I hope he's on the bench.
And a score prediction, Brian?
My heart is saying 2-1 us, but my head is saying 1-1.
All right, 1-1. Which one are you going to go for?
I think I'm going to go for 1-1. But I think I know who Daniel Levy's going to get as the new manager. It's going to be Dora the Explorer or Mr. Blobby.
Well, they would fit the Super League just right, wouldn't they?
Exactly.
All right, thanks a lot for coming on, Brian.
Anytime, boys. I'll see you again after the game. Hopefully happy.
Up the Spurs.
Up the Spurs, boys.
Nice one, Brian. There's a very curious thing going on the Spurs Twitter. If we can get the thing up quickly. It's very weird because they've released, obviously, on their Twitter, the press conference. There's a link to it. And then you click the link, and what comes up is, I don't like it. James Milner saying, I don't like it. Hopefully it doesn't happen. from the ESL. So Spurs have tweeted out a link to the press conference. You can see that there. Look, I'm on the Tottenham official press conference.
Goes to a Sky Sports.
And then you click the link here on YouTube. You click the link, and it says, "I don't like it. Hopefully it doesn't happen." The James Milner interview. So I don't know whether someone at the social media is trying to send a cryptic message or something. All I can say is this tweet here has now been deleted, as you can see at the bottom. This tweet has been deleted. I've just about got it just as it's been deleted. But I wonder if someone's trying to send a coded message.
Sounds like it.
On the
Sounds
social
like
media
it.
team.
But it's a weird one, because how do you even do that on Twitter? Because it actually shows the link there being Ryan Mason.
Yeah, the link is Ryan Mason. I don't know how it is, but then you click it and it
Frank,
comes
is that
up
possible
as
to
that.
do?
I don't
How'd you
like
do
it.
that?
Hopefully it doesn't happen, huh?
It's just a copy and paste error.
Very strange. All right, I just thought I'd show that. It's very strange, but yeah, very.
All right, let's get Bob
interesting
Spur
point.
on. Come on, Bob. How's it going, mate?
Hey, Bob.
You're on mute, I think. It's on our end. It's on our end. Don't worry.
You got it.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
That's more than a copy and paste, guys. I think someone's trying to send a message, and it's going to happen.
So?
There's a message that's going to come out. I've never seen so many people unite the way it's happening right now. I think they've underestimated the backlash that's going to happen. Don't know how. I don't know if it's even possible, but there's something inside me that's saying it's not going to happen. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. And there's a feeling. Like I say, it's unprecedented.
Yeah.
For they were talking about last night. Gary Neville and James Carroll. They're only minute compared to the bigger picture and how many people are going against it. But I reckon you guys could stand in anywhere in the Emirates in a centre circle with a Tottenham flag and say we don't want this, and you'll get support.
Yeah, I think
that's the kind of feeling it's going round, and I don't know what it is. Honestly, I don't know what it is, but I've got a funny feeling this is going to stop, and we collectively as a football, as a country, I think we're going to stop this. As whole of Europe, there are some big teams already. PSG, for example, who have said no to it. I don't know what it is, and it has to stop. I mean, when I say to you, what smell do you think of when you think of a football match? What comes to mind?
Football match, probably burgers.
Yeah, that's it, and it's little memories. I mean, my memory, the smell I relate to a football game is engine oil. When I was a youngster, my dad used to work in a place called Plessy down southeast.
Yeah.
And they used to build aeroplane parts, engine parts. I remember him coming home around 3 o'clock. It was about 2:30 in the afternoon, and he was running late for the match. It was the first match I was going to go to. I was only little. I remember fuck all about the game.
Yeah.
All I remember is grabbing his hand and slipping because he was in such a rush he couldn't wash his hands properly. But all I remember about that game, my first ever game, is the smell of Dad's greasy engine oil hand, and it's always I've always related that smell to a football game. That's going to be taken away. We're not going to get those memories again, because people who work in extra overtime in a factory like that won't be able to go. The new football product isn't catered for them. It's catered for the bigwigs, and it's not right. I've never felt so strongly about something football related, and you confused. There's part of me thinking, Ryan, why didn't you say anything? At the same time, I understand why he didn't say anything. We've got a big game on Sunday. I'm saying, come on, let's get behind the boys. But at the same time, I'm thinking, why? This trophy it's probably the last trophy for anyone to win. And you just confused, and all you want. I said a couple of days ago that I want my Tottenham back. Unfortunately, there ain't going to be a Tottenham team back soon. So, but no, I think we're going to stop it.
You mentioned the final there. Is it important for us, just for those 90 minutes, to just come together as a fan base? I mean, we're already together as a fan base because the Super League has kind of brought us together as a fan base, protesting it. But is it important to claim this 90 minutes as a fan base and actually support the club and be happy about being in a final and potentially cheering the team on to win it?
easier said than done, though, isn't it, Ben?
Yeah, of course.
Of course, we're going to do it, mate. Of course, we're going to be behind them, and we've got we've got two sets of flags ready now instead of one flag. We've got two sets of boards and signs ready now instead of just the one. And also, it'd be interesting because Man City are in the same position as well, and their fans might be gathered at the same area as well. And I think that'll show that'll just show the unity that are within the football family.
100%. But what I am looking forward to is all of us getting together and just meeting up with everyone. It'll be a nice occasion on the day, and I think that
100%.
we should obviously plan something for the day, go down to Wembley and see what we can do. But in terms of the game tomorrow, do you have any interest in it whatsoever?
Yeah, of course. Ryan Mason's one of ours. Unfortunately, he had his career cut short, and it'd just be written in the stars. It'd just be so typical of him to come back to his boyhood club, lead him out to Wembley and win a cup. It's just written in the stars, isn't it? You just see it.
Yeah.
It'd be Spursy if we didn't do it, but you could just see it. And tomorrow, I think the shackles are off. I think this news, in a way, might galvanise them. And I've gone for 4-0. I've gone
4-0. 4-0.
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to see inclusions from players that have been outcasted from Jose, Dele Alli, Gareth Bale, potentially? Who you reckon's going to start?
Yeah. Like Brian's just said, I hope Ali doesn't go because ever since that whole hat thing, I don't know if you read any of my tweets, but I just think he was out of order and no respect whatsoever. But I hope he brings a couple of youth players through. The likes of there's a lot of talk about Scarlett. Is he going to start?
I think Scarlett's still injured.
Oh, is he? Okay, that's
he's
that's
injured,
how. But Sherwood, when he first came and he brought a few youngsters in, he brought Mason through, didn't he? I think so.
Well, he still goes on about how he brought Harry Kane through.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was all he's doing. But no, how do I say this? I want them to win. I want them to have us to have it's already a them. But I want us to win. I want us to have a fantastic performance. Who plays? Honestly, it's part of me that isn't bothered. I just want for Ryan's sake. I just hope he gets a result, and I hope it's a cracking result like a 4-0. But no, I'm saying it now. I've got a funny feeling. I know you've spoken a lot about how it's not going to stop and how it's already there and halfway there and already concrete. There's weirder things have happened in life, and I've got a feeling it's going to stop. We're going to stop.
There's been a lot of rumours coming out today. I mean, not from reliable sources, from the Sun and Talk Sport about Levy potentially backtracking. Do you think there's any truth to them?
Yeah, no, hopefully. Again, we're Spurs supporters. We've got to be delusional. We've got to clutch at straws. I always say that to you. So if there's any element of news with regards to Levy having second thoughts, then let's grab onto it. And if it's not true, let's make it true.
But Bob, if the fact they've even tried to push this through at all, even if they do backtrack, is there for you some damage that is now irreparable in terms of even attempting this? Is that bad enough for you?
100%. I think the damage to the relationship has already been, it's already shit anyway. I think let's just send it over the edge. But that's at a later date. Right now, what we need to do is stop these criminals from doing what they want to do and taking our game away from us, and more immediately, taking our Tottenham away. It's not going to happen.
100%. All right, Bob, absolutely brilliant. Cool. Quickly, just give me a score prediction tomorrow.
4-0,
you said 4-0.
mate.
You said 4-0,
yeah.
All right, cool. Nice
Come
one,
on,
Bob.
you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. All right, let's keep going. We want to go to a tweet?
I don't. Did I have a few lined up? There's someone here says. This is from Callum, says the passion from the guys over at WeAreTottenhamTV is unrivaled. We cannot let the vultures that run our club do this to our beautiful game. Tottenham is looking unrecognisable to the club we fell in love with. Hashtag Enikau, hashtag no to the Super League, hashtag RIP football. And he's created this picture with Joe Lewis and Daniel Levy as the vultures.
Oh, right, that one.
Huh?
No, nothing. I was saying I created that picture.
Oh, you created the picture?
No, I created the banner.
Yeah, I know the banner. I'm saying he put our banner in the picture. He created the picture because if you see the he swapped out the cockerel for a vulture at the top there.
Yeah.
And with our banner as well. said Tottenham fans against European Super League say no to the Super League, ENIC out, and hopefully that I'll give that a retweet as well. People see that.
Unretweeted it.
Huh?
I think you just unretweeted it.
I thought I just retweeted it.
No,
It says,
I already did it.
it says retweeted.
Is it on our profile?
And then everything to
Oh, that one. All right, cool.
boys, get ready to rule changes, commercial breaks, and matches that will split into quarters. Performances at halftime to give the ultimate expensive to fans who love the entertainment. For us, it'll be like watching WWE, and that's our biggest fear. It's not going to be sport; it's going to be entertainment. Like Troop said, Troops was speaking facts yesterday.
I didn't see it.
If I can show you what Troops is saying, it was going a bit viral. His thing, is it there?
It's on our page. You retweeted it.
Yeah, it's on. You're right. It's on the page. I thought it was a great comment what he said. He was absolutely spot on. I felt with what he was saying. Here it is.
Arsenal have an American owner.
Do you have audio?
Arsenal have an American owner. Man United have an American owner.
Oh,
Liverpool have an American owner.
For me?
Chelsea have a Russian owner, but they are run by Bruce Buck, who is a fucking American as well, blood.
Genius.
You have fucking Joe Lewis, who runs Tottenham. He's a fucking American. Not only is a Tottenham owner makes him a prick, he's a fucking American as well, blood. You understand? So when you look at the whole gist of it, and then you see who's on the board, Joe Glazer, fucking American, blood. You understand? It's you, man, blood. You man are trying to come over here and ruin our thing and turn our thing into your dead thing. You understand? We're not having none of that, blood.
But it's called
we're not having none of that.
Super.
NBA is a business. NFL is a business. Football is a sport. Yeah.
What about
what a rant?
Bam. And I think that's absolutely spot on. I thought.
Yeah. Apart
Absolutely
from the
spot
Joe
on
Lewis
from
stuff.
Troops.
But
Is
yeah.
he not American, Joe Lewis?
No, he's British.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I heard that as well. But still, I think he makes a good point in general, and I think he's absolutely spot on when he says those are entertainments and football is a sport. And I think he's absolutely spot on when he says that, and that's what they're trying to turn it into. They're trying to turn it into entertainment and trying to turn it into something where people just go and watch and don't. It's not about support. It's just about enjoying it for yourself as opposed to like being part of something. And that's the most. I thought it was a good comment from Troops.
All right, let's get Fen on. Last couple of guests. Hi, Fen. How's it going, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, guys. It's been a very interesting week, really.
Yeah,
Say the
good.
least.
Really interesting 48 hours. Really stressful 48 hours, in my opinion. But
Yep.
what do you make of it all?
I think the Joe. All right, I'll talk about the Jose Mourinho sacking first. So personally, I think it was the wrong time for me. I think it was the wrong time to do it a week before a cup final, and I think most Spurs fans do agree, because what was Jose Mourinho brought in for? He was brought in to win us a trophy. He's got us to the final. All right, the performances leading up to it were not very promising, but I think it's the wrong time. And then even the Super League, for me, I think it's crazy. I think they're ruining football. All for the money, really. All for money, fame, whatever they want. These owners, they rule the clubs, but we need to start putting our stamp on it and make fans start ruling these clubs like what they do over in Germany. And I would love to see that over here in the UK, but I can't see that happening with all the money and the decisions that are flying around. But I just hope the fans can pull together and stop this. I've got a few quotes here. There was lots from Spain, Italy, Germany and France all saying that it was a bad idea. So I think if all these countries can come together and really put a stamp on it and say and get their voices heard to these owners, then hopefully something can be done about it. But I think, are we getting too far into it now? There's a lot being done. What is it called? The ESA? Is that what it's called?
ESL.
ESL, that's it. Clubs are leaving that. We've left that. And it's all a bit crazy, and I think they're ruining it.
No, that is the ESA you're talking about. Apologies, I thought you were saying the Super League. No, the ESA. All the top 6 clubs have left the ESA, the association. Yeah. I think it's gone too far at this point to backtrack. I really do. I can't see them backtracking.
Exactly.
And it's so worrying. And what's your thoughts going into the end of the season? Like when you see Chelsea playing tonight and Liverpool dropping points yesterday and Tottenham playing tomorrow. Like you want to care about these results, but like how do you feel about these games?
I care because I'm a Spurs fan, and I think a lot of people care because they're a Spurs fan. But at the end of the day, I don't think we're going to get top 4.
But
So
does it
I don't
matter
think
if we do? Does it matter if we do?
Exactly. But as we say, if they can do something and the fans can pull together and start backtracking this, I don't think they will be able to. But if we can, then this top four could be important. I don't think we'll be able to get top four. I think
That's what I'm saying. Is it important to kind of take the rest of the season as importantly as we can, just in case the thing does get turned down or revamped or whatever it's called?
Well, I think, obviously, I think we all need to support it and keep supporting Spurs, and we always will. But is it as important? Obviously not, because of all the speculation coming around and all the money that's flying around as well. I think that's one of the biggest factors. It's all for money, all for the fame, and at the end of the day, I think money rules over the fans, in my opinion. I want the fans to rule over, but I think money speaks and money talks for itself. So I don't think they're very important, no, because I do think it's going to go ahead, which is going to be a real shame. But, we'll have to see.
And tomorrow, how are you feeling? Ryan Mason's first game. What kind of changes do you reckon he'll make?
Very interesting. Well, from what he said that he wants to play the Spurs way and he wants to play how Spurs want to play. But we've played 2 years without playing that way. High aggressive football. So I think we're gonna be rusty, and I don't think we'll see Kane. I'll be honest. I don't think we'll even see Kane for Sunday. I'll be honest. I think Kane's season's done, and that could have been Kane's last game in a Spurs shirt last week.
Score prediction?
I'm going to go for 1-0.
1-0.
But I think that's being optimistic, I'll be honest.
All right. Thanks a lot, Fen. Thanks for coming on, mate.
See you,
See
Fen.
you later, guys.
See you soon. Cheers for coming on, man.
All right. Unfortunately, I think we are running out of time, so we're going to have 2 more guests, and then we're going to have to finish the show. But let's get on Philly Ali.
Philly Ali.
Philly Ali. I'm sorry, we're not in the mood to sing your song today, but but thanks for coming on.
No problem, fellas. I don't blame you one bit. I'm not in the mood to sing many songs either.
Yeah, I mean, what do you make out of the whole Super League bullshit?
I think from a Spurs perspective, I think the last 17 months has completely exposed Daniel Levy and Enoch as a bunch of circus clowns. Just clowns. I think, obviously, Mauricio Pochettino was the best thing we had going. They had such a gem. He had this squad of underdogs fighting every little bit, and now he is in France winning trophies. We bring in one of the greatest managers of all time, but guess what? Jose Mourinho was never a Spurs man. Yeah. I have so much respect for him, but the way he has divided our fans, his mentality is one of winning championships everywhere he's gone, but like this batch of players wasn't ready for that with how much we pumped them up with these promises of trophies in one season and everything else. They couldn't match that. And then a week before, this guy who kind of goes against the entire history of Spurs, but got us to a final. The week before the final, we cut our best chance of bringing in silverware. We let them go. So what were these last 17 months of struggle for? What was that for? That was for Amazon. That was for this Super League. That was for this globalist type. Like Spurs is no longer the last neighborhood club in the English Premier League. We're now some kind of global conglomerate just going along with these American sports franchise like megalomaniacs. Let me tell you, fellas, I live in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
Of anyone who hates franchise sports, it's me. If you've ever heard of the Cleveland Browns, we're a joke. We have not won a trophy since the 60s, but we have the most.
Sound a bit like Spurs.
Yeah, it's similar. We have especially considering we have the most devout fan base in the land. We play anywhere in the United States, in Miami, in San Diego, in Arizona, and we have fans in the stands supporting like no other NFL club. And the reason we're so bad is because our owners They don't have to win. They just keep making money on us suckers. We love the brown and orange. We love the Browns. We love our history. But we're just completely duped. So I don't know, man. I think it just exposes Levy as being just like, man, selling out his own culture, selling out his own countrymen. You know what I mean? So that we get into this fake Super League without any merit. Man, I don't know. I would even feel better if he would have just backed Pochettino, and then we could claim to be in a Super League off of our own merit. But he keeps throwing this like superficial big club attitude without any real evidence to back it up. So that's what I'm going to say right now. It's such a surreal world. I mean, the good news is that, you know, I got to watch all my Spurs games on pirated streams anyway, so he's not getting my money. But
don't say that too loudly on here.
Uh-oh, my bad. Let me get off before they catch me. I'm saying 3-2 tomorrow. I'm saying, come on, you Spurs. I love our
Delhi
squad.
back in? Delhi's back in tomorrow?
Delhi's back in. Man, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Our squad is so good, even without Kane. Like, you know, Bale, Son, Lucas, and Delhi. That's a Spurs football team. That is exciting. That is flair all around. That's creativity. That's direct football. But I don't know. I would put him in. I would put him in above Vinny. But who knows about this Ryan Mason, young guy? He's got a chance of a lifetime, but it's all tarnished because who knows next year? I mean, they're talking about not letting the players play for their country. Like,
yeah, I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think they came out.
There's a court decision's been said. They've overruled it, and they can't do that. Basically,
they can't do that apparently. So
that ain't going to happen.
Well, yeah, I think a lot's up in the air. You know, FIFA and UEFA's going to fight it to the end.
All right, Philly.
All right, nice one,
Absolute
Philly.
pleasure as always, mate. Thanks for coming on.
See you in a bit.
Stay strong, stay Spurs. Come on.
That's right. Come on, you Spurs.
Nice one, Philly.
And the last guest of the day, who have we got?
Oh,
All right,
yes,
here we
Carl,
go.
Okay. I want to know, Josh. Well, come on, Josh. Come on,
Josh. How's it going, mate?
What an entrance, boys. Thank you very much for that, man. Much appreciated.
I
How are you
want to
doing today, man?
No, mate, I want to know your opinions. Come on. Tell me what is going through your head right now. Tell me
Listen,
what the hell
Spurs
is going
debate.
through your head right now.
Spurs debate, we keep it real, but we also we stick the knife in when it's due and we try and heal a wound as well. So there's lots going on right now, lots of wounds, lots of knives being stuck into the players. Jose Mourinho, Levy's had a knife, you know, in the back of him for how long now? It's just crazy, man. It's just opened up so many different angles of arguments of, is it Levy's fault? Is it Mourinho's fault? Is it the players? And it's a good thing, guys, because we're analysing our club from every angle. You guys do the best job at analysing this club from every angle. So I think that in itself is good, that the fan base has woken up. I've not seen the fan base so awake. I mean, I'm sure people will argue that, people have been awake for a long time, but social media and especially you guys give us the opportunity to all wake up if you ain't already woken up, but secondly, talk about it. So big up to yourselves, man, because without this platform, we wouldn't be able to look at all angles. And it's amazing seeing youngsters come on and people come on that have been supporting Tottenham and they're in their 60s now, and they've all still got opinions and frustrations and happiness and stuff. But if you're asking me personally what I think, look, man, Mourinho, okay, for me, is a one-night stand. And we had the one-night stand. It didn't quite work out with him. We didn't get the trophies. A lot of people talk about his CV, right? Which is great because he deserves credit for his past. But we've also got to recognize that when you look at the CV, you can get lost in it. You've got to look at the performances on the pitch. And guys, the manner in which we're playing, we're in the highest charts and leagues for all the wrong reasons, like losing points. Yeah, we're in the highest place for losing points in the second half. In terms of our form, it's the worst since January. So when you look at all of that, I'm sorry, his CV doesn't really come along and fix anything when currently we're playing in that way. So for me, I think the environment was becoming too toxic. There's rumors that was started to speak up behind the scenes, saying we're not happy with this. This is definitely not going up. This is going south, not north. And pretty much, I think the decision was untenable, and we had to get rid of him to give ourselves a chance to make top four. Now, with Liverpool drawing last night, and if Brighton can do the job tonight, suddenly top four, where it was looking like 10%, is starting to look like 15 or 20%. Do you know what I mean? So this could be the best decision Levy's made if we make a late run and we put a performance out there against Southampton tomorrow. Everyone's going to be sitting there going, do you know what? I like this new Tottenham. I like it. It looks refreshed. It looks energetic. It looks up for it. Dele Alli could start as a number 10, Moura on the left, Bale on the right, Sonny up top. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be, hopefully, I'm waiting to see the team sheet, but it's going to give away a lot of clues about what was happening behind the scenes with Jose Mourinho, and was he pissing off people for the wrong reasons, or was he pissing off people for the right reasons? That's all going to come out. We're going to find out through team selection. Secondly, on Sunday, the boys might go out there and just completely release and win that final, right? And then we might go on a little run and maybe push for top four. So it might not be all doom and gloom. Jose's gone, the big CV's gone, the big Charlie's gone. A lot of good things could come from this, boys. So I think there is reason to be optimistic as well, from my point of view. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
All right.
Well, Daniel Levy trying to take down our stream.
The bastards. The European Super League are banding together and telling you they're watching us.
As much as the fans can come together, so can the Super League hierarchy.
Josh, if you're listening, we'll try and get you back on if you try and reconnect. If you're there.
You were our last guest. So if you're not on in the next minute or so, then I think
we'll give you a couple of minutes to get back on. But I wanted to, because obviously he was going in on the Jose sacking and everything. I want to know his opinion on the whole Super League and what it means, because he's saying we can still have a positive end to the season, but
wow,
I'm just interested to know.
Look at a tweet we've just been tagged in at Stamford Bridge. Look how many people are there.
Let's see. This is the image. Can you see my phone? One sec. We'll try and get the image on screen for you of the scenes right now at Stamford Bridge.
Plug it and plug it back in.
There you go. These are the scenes at Stamford Bridge right now. A lot of fans making a bit of a scene. Well, there's a game tonight, isn't there? Chelsea are playing Brighton tonight at
Yeah.
Stamford Bridge, so they're
This is
demonstrating
what
outside.
we need to do tomorrow.
This is, yeah, we need more than this. We need to make a statement. We need to make our voices heard, because if we're not going to say anything, then no one else will. And that's the reality. And it's just going to get pushed through. So I think good on the Chelsea fans for doing that and making a statement. And I think that's what needs to be done. But Josh isn't there, is he? All right. I think we're going to have to end it then.
It's such a shame because he was onto something.
Yeah, I really
He
wanted his opinions.
Really wanted to hear. But look, I call on anyone that's in and around the area or even outside the area that wants to come down. I call on people to make your way down to the stadium tomorrow. Kickoff is at 6 o'clock, so let's get there in the build up to the game. But yeah, that's all. All right, we're gonna replay the press conference for you guys now. Actually, don't play it. We're not going to play the press conference, but if you want to watch it, go to the channel. It will be there. But yeah, I just want to say thank you everyone for watching today. It's really good to get all your opinions. But like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, say no to European
No Super League. What happened to Josh?
It just froze. Everything just froze.
I just literally can't believe when I saw Arsenal's name come in.
As soon as I left the room, or like a minute after I left the room?
Like literally a minute.
The same Arsenal was only just a couple of weeks ago commending on the tribute to David Newcastle. God, man, be telling us.